When you made your first steps in Valheim and got used to the game, you can start to tame, fish and cook. So here's a little guide on how to tame wolves, catch fish and make mead. If you are only looking for one of these topics, just skip forward with the video chapters. To start taming wolves, you need to have access to the mountain biome, which means you need the frost resistance meat that allows you to stay in the cold mountains for 10 minutes without taking damage. If you don't know how to make it yet, stay tuned, I will explain it in the next chapter of this video. An alternative to the meat is the wolf fur cape that gives you permanent frost resistance when wearing it. But to craft it, you need wolf fur, so you have to get into the biome with the meat first. Anyhow, if you are able to stay up in the mountains without taking damage, you need to find wolves. That shouldn't be hard as they roam around everywhere, mostly 2 or 3 of them together. To catch them, either build a strong enclosure with stake walls or dig a hole. I would recommend digging a hole as you won't have any problems with wolves damaging the stake walls. Dig a bit deeper than the height of your own character so you can still jump out, but the wolves can't. Also be sure you will have steep walls. Then find a wolf or more, make them attack you and run away. But always make sure they still follow you. Jump in the hole and wait until the wolves do the same, then jump out. Now you have caught a wolf that is ready to be tamed. Throw raw meat, sausages or fish into the hole and leave the wolves alone. But stay nearby, otherwise the taming will stop or the wolves might even despawn. When little yellow hearts raise above their heads, taming is in progress. It will take around 2 days until the wolves are fully tamed. You can see that it's finished when a lot of yellow hearts appear above the wolves. Then jump into the hole and make them follow you by pressing E. When you press E again, they stop following. Now you can take them wherever you want. You can leave them in an enclosure in the mountains or take them with you to the meadows. When you have 2 wolves tamed and they follow you, be aware that they will start mating when they are happy. So it might be possible that you will have a wolf cub on the way home. If you don't want this, lead them home one by one. I have my wolves inside my home down in the meadows and let them roam around freely in the area surrounded by stake walls. If you keep them happy by feeding them with meat and sausages, you will have around 15 wolves within 7 days. The wolves will attack everything that is attacking you or them except for wild wolves. So greylings or grey dwarfs that might spawn inside your base won't have a long life now. But be careful and check your walls every once in a while, cause enemies that spawn near your base and roam around outside of the stake walls will alert the wolves and they will start to attack the walls until they break. When you take the wolves with you on explorations, they will be hunting deer and boar if they are hungry, but will always stay close to you. If you want them to follow you on a ship, you need to have it pretty close to the port and build a plank above the deck, cause they won't jump from the landing stage into the ship. If necessary, you can also push them a little bit. Sometimes it's even hard to lead them through doors and over staircases. They also get lost in the water and you have to level the ground to help them get out. It's a bit like babysitting sometimes, but you will get used to it, and when you face a troll in the woods, you will be thankful for your wolf guards. A short note to the wolf cubs. They will roam around much more than the grown-up wolves and they will also not follow you. So when you leave a door open, they might get lost, killed by enemies or burned to death in your campfire. When your wolves have a cub while you are exploring, it won't follow you as well. You can only be quick, build an enclosure and wait until the cub has grown up. That will take about 2 days. If you don't want to wait, you have to leave it behind. So now that I showed you how to tame wolves, let's head over to making meat that is necessary to stay up in the mountains. To make meat in general, you need a cauldron, a fermenter and a campfire. You need tin for the cauldron and bronze, wood and resin for the fermenter. Also, you have to build a shelter around everything. With the cauldron, you can then cook different soups, make sausages or make the base for different meats like frost resistance, poison resistance or healing meats. The recipes will be added by finding new ingredients as usual. When you made one or more of the meat bases, they have to be fermented. Just press E in front of the fermenter and the process will start. It takes 2 days until it's done and you will then receive 6 meats. As fermenting the meat takes so long, I would recommend building 2 fermenters. When you're drinking meat, the buff it gives you will be shown in the top right corner next to the map, just like any other effects. Meats are not only helpful, but also necessary. When you start to explore the swamps, you should take poison resistance with you. When you want to get up into the mountains, you need frost resistance, at least until you have a wolf fur cape. Healing mead should be in your inventory at any time, as they will prevent you from dying in a lot of situations. Also, don't underestimate prepared meals like soups and sausages, as they will give you much more energy and stamina than only cooked meat and berries. You should start cooking and making meat as soon as you can. And last but not least, let me tell you how to fish in Valheim. To do this, you need a fishing rod and fishing bait that can only be purchased from Haldor the trader. He can be found at a random spot inside the Black Forest and offers different items for coins. So if you want to fish, you have to buy the fishing rod for 350 coins and some fishing bait for 10 coins. Then look for a nice spot where you can see a lot of fish around. Be sure to not stand too close to the water, as the fish will swim away from you. Equip the rod and also the bait and cast the line by holding the left mouse button. The longer you hold the mouse button, the further you can cast the line. The bait will then float on top of the water until a fish bites. By clicking or holding the right mouse button, you can reel the line. When the fish bites and pulls the bait underwater, click the right mouse button quickly to get it hooked. Then reel the line, but keep an eye on your stamina as it gets reduced quickly. So I would recommend shorter casts, as you have higher chances to catch the fish. Once it's on the ground, just pick it up and cook it, make some yummy fish wraps in your cauldron, or feed your wolves with it. And that's it for today. I hope this short guide will help you to tame your first wolves, catch some fish and make meat. If it did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel to stay tuned. Until then, thanks for watching, I am the Cat Woman and you are awesome.